Whoa! This thing is a rocket, mate, honestly. I feel like we should go to those lights, stop, and then just go. I'm just gonna send this thing. There we go. Maybe go. Should we go again? So go again. Right. Here we go. Whoa!
What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to eSkate Nomad. In today's video we're looking at the brainchild from the team at Radium, the all-new Mark One, and this board is sleek, stylish and definitely racing inspired, and is one of the best ride feeling boards I've experienced in 2025. Anyway, let's get straight to the review.
What's nice about the power curve on this board is that a lot of faster boards off the line are very violent and aggressive off the line. This is like smooth but aggressive, if that makes sense. It's like a compromise without being sheer enormous power, but keeping that ride feeling, the consistency throughout the power curve of this board. Now, surprisingly, that this board is actually not a super massive battery configuration. It's a very respectable 12S6P battery using the P42A cells. So it's not a higher voltage 18S board, but it still gives you that grunt, that power, that acceleration as the same as an 18S board, but in a 12S6P configuration. And with those enormous rubber tires, you're gripped, planted, all the fun of a street wheel, all the fun of an AT wheel. Now, each of these individual motors are running at 140 amps each, combined in that with the ESC, which is a huge amount of power for a very planted board. And what's interesting, the first thing I had when I saw this board, I was like, I'm going to be super aggressive, super volatile, super quick on it. But it's fluid, it's smooth, it's precise, it's connected, which gives it that kind of e-skate paradise. And it's a big thing to say, probably my best board I've ever ridden. Woo! There are so many different aspects to this board that are unique and bespoke to the Mark One and Radium as a general. From the bespoke trucks with that split angle truck system with a mild little bit of suspension to give you that best of both worlds, a solid carbon fiber deck with a tiny amount of flex to that stability. This board is just so much fun. Next thing I want to highlight is the motors. Now, they're 140 kV each, and Radium have been known, surprisingly, less about this amazing board, but more about the engineering qualities. These motors, if you look at, make it simple, don't take my word for it, look at any production race board, high quality board that exists right now in the market, guarantee it's a engineering aspect of Radium. These motors are just so solid, tanky, and also have that resilience to be bashed around and just treated like absolute garbage, so you can focus only not about being delicate with your board, just you and the board. But the elephant in the room, you can look at this decal of this board, definitely inspired by F1 and precision engineering and race series. And it just looks so good. Look at it, look at it.
Look at it! Look at it! Look at it! Look at it! I want all of you to look at it!
So good. But what's nice about this deck actually is it's a hot swappable design where if you potentially get yourself another lid or another deck, lid only, you don't need to use both. You can, let me just get up here, but you look, even the agility's there, but it's planted the whole power curve with these trucks. You can't, it is, well I say you can't, Radium have done it. It's especially difficult to have the best of both worlds with stability and carvability. Now, this isn't a carvy board per se, but it has you at low speeds that kind of smooth, feeling where you just want to be like, oh, I'm going to peek right here, and you go, way, and you go, and you're like, I want to go through here, and then you're like, way, let's go. It's just all that fun at all speeds. And like I said, when I first saw this board, I was like, speed monster, and it is quick. It does like 45 miles an hour top end. I'm not going to do 45 miles an hour in my soft organic matter with no pads. I'm not going to do that today. But it has the power to do so. And what's interesting is my first thought was not like to go send it straight away. I felt this board, and almost mushy side of things had like spiritual connection about that first time riding all over again. So I've seen a couple of Radium riders have 2 lids, one for bindings and one without, and you have that flexibility to choose how you want without having a new lid and enclosure, because normally the enclosure is the most expensive bit. I went the wrong way. Sorry, cameraman, I went the wrong way.
What an idiot! Oh, what a loser!
But it has reverse, big win. Let me just go through here. Squeezy, squeezy. Whee! Sorry. There's so many things to talk about on this board. I'm just going to have to just pump them out, fire them off. Has smart reverse, which I'm a big fan of as well. So you go up to set of lights, you go too far, ain't got to get off the board, just pull it back, not aggressively, and brings you back. There's definitely an aspect of detail with this board which is really, really nice. Having the top mounted on and off ESC switch and the charging port next to each other. I've never seen another company have it the same ease of convenience with each other. You've got that top mounted charging port which is built into the truck system, and the on and off switch with the ESC as well. Just great. Everything about this board just makes sense. Damn you, Liam. We're going to have some talks after this video. I want to get one of these in the UK. Yeah, so if you're looking for another perspective of this board, please check out Julia's channel, because he's going to do his own cinematic masterpiece kind of thing as well. What's interesting is that man, that criminal, if you will, set me up to fail. Not once, but twice. 2 reviews, sending out my board with 0 charge in it. Went out on the Radium on this, and having the great spiritual journey that it was. Fresh eyes, fresh feet, fresh wheels in Asbury. He set me up for fail. And as you can understand, being in the States, there's limited time to do a lot of things. So we've gone done some filming. I was like, we're out of charge. We're not going back to film today. However, the charger that is paired with this board is a solid 12 amp charger, which we saw in real time, the numbers going up. It's charging in real time, man.
There's no way that's right.
15. That does it again. Do it. Radium saved the day once again, indirectly with their 12 amp charger. So I managed to get the filming out for you lovely people. Now, another massive thing for me in the kind of boutique market is the remote, which is the Hoyt Puck, which is what Hoyt should have been doing the whole time, refining the new Hoyt Puck 2.0, which has now USB Type-C connectability, which is what we need in modern day society. Now, another thing that is so special about this board, which no other company has done before, is a torque vectoring system with the motors. Now, to explain that in accessible terms, is when you're going around a bend, the outside motor adds more current to it to push you and lock you in around those bends. So you can push around a corner as hard as you want, knowing that the power delivery is where it should be, not on the inside wheel to lose tension and grip, where it really needs it. And no other company, nata, zero, nil point company is doing that. Woo! Now, deep down and dingy with the specs, this board has an estimated range around 30 miles range outside the box, which I'm surprised at, but I think that's just due to the larger wheel and the heavier footprint of this board. I was thinking more like the street will be higher than that with 12S6P, but I feel like a lot of companies over-exaggerate the ranges of the board. So 30 miles for this, I think is potentially an underestimate, but I think that's with like Dell and Bell doing like Mach 10 on his Radium, so that's a bit more realistic.
Now from trying this board is absolutely gorgeous and rides unlike anything else I have ridden before. It is sleek, stylish, and is suitable for off-road, on-road, and racetrack environments. Now that being said, don't want to hit some gnarly trails on this, but I've seen this thing eat up dirt and do really well with some mild off-roading as well. What's nice about this is that this comes from a very wholesome small team that's innovated, tried something different, and made something absolutely gorgeous as a result. The team behind Radium have made something that I think is absolutely noteworthy of a unique, high-rated, beautiful, gorgeous, I mean, if you can't tell, sexy board, which I am super excited and lucky to ride as part of this review. Now that being said, the only real downfall about this board is this cost. With all these unique bespoke parts, it does come with a hefty price point, which I don't think is necessarily unreasonable. Now the price of this board is $3,330 currently, with a slight discount with the next batch of orders. Now I feel like this is a really reasonable offer based on what you're getting for your buck. The wheels are absolutely gorgeous, the trucks are unique and bespoke to Radium. You're also getting those absolutely gorgeous battle hardened motors, top mounted lid which is easy to remove, 12S6P, and overall super beautiful design. Now I really don't say this light-handedly, but this board is the best electric skateboard I have ever reviewed on this channel. It is smooth, it is gorgeous, and it's made behind a wholesome team that want to push e-skate in the future, and I would seriously recommend checking them out. There's no affiliate code today. This is just an honest opinion of something that definitely needs a shout out and gets your attention. So I would strongly consider getting one if you're interested in getting one for yourself, which I'll put in the description below. Anyway, there's loads of cool stuff coming, guys. I hope you like this kind of new style of YouTube that I'm doing. A bit more fun, a bit more jokey, and it's just like having fun with you guys. If you've enjoyed this video, drop a like, comment, and subscribe for more, because there's loads of stuff coming. Anyway, I'll see you guys real soon. Peace!